What up, brother? We
What's
gonna
good?
do
What's
this
good?
real quick with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Don't even
gonna
worry. Don't
I'm
even worry
gonna
about that.
I'm gonna go ahead and send it in the link. I'm like, sorry for the technical difficulties and all that jazz, yada yada.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We're just gonna jump right into things because we ain't gotta worry. All right. They're not on Zoom. Okay, so what's the first trade that we're gonna go over real quick? We're going over the trades that we lost last week because we're in a bit of a losing streak, but every single trader goes through these losing streaks. And AB just did a whole breakdown of all this, but unfortunately his mic wasn't on, and unfortunately the Cowboys were getting the ass whoop. So I wasn't able to I wasn't able to really watch this whole thing anyway. So it's good that we're able to do this now. Anyways, and both get to go over it together, yada yada yada, and y'all get to see kind of the trades that we've had to not had to take, but the trades we've taken and during this losing streak, and we get to go over them with y'all. So it's really good for us and everyone else. The strategy that we use is well over 70%. I guess right now it's just in one of these slumps. So we're just kind of looking at what kind of market conditions we're in, what kind of confirmations we could have waited for, maybe, and so on and so forth. So AB, what is the first trade that we want to look at? And it doesn't have to go in order technically, but what's the first trade that we should look at?
Um, 1 second. All right. So the first trade that we should be looking at is USD CHF trade. The entry was at 0.91970, and that was on January 17th.
All right, January 17th here. It
It
is.
was
So,
a 5 minute trade.
and I can see probably where it was right here, probably. So we're going to go on to that 5 minute. We're going to highlight this area right here and go on to the 5 minute and see what we got going on. So you said it was January 17th. So we have a whole bunch over here. Okay, so is this the trade opportunity that we missed? I think so.
That 5 minute one right there to the left. That big one. Yep, there you go.
So this is one. We're starting off with one that we're gonna give a I think we took about or had about 8 to 10 opportunities, but took 5 losses in a row, I think, somewhere around that. Either way, this was one of the opportunities. We saw that the market broke structure here on the 5 minute, right? Made an impulse, made an ABC correction here on the lower time frames right into the 78.6, but it barely missed the order. That was the order, and we were looking to target way up here, and the market eventually did get into these extensions, the first level, but then it sold off. So we would have had a really good risk to reward on this trade, which is what we go for. And that's one thing we want everyone to really know, that every single trade that we take is immaculate risk to reward. So yes, we can go on a little bit of a losing streak sometimes. It doesn't happen often, but our strategy does call for, if we do go on a losing streak, that we could make it right back really quick. See, if we would have caught this trade, this would have been, it would have erased almost 5 of our losers right there in just one trade. So that's the power of this system. AB, what's another trade that we took last week, whether it won or not?
All right, the next trade is gold. We got in at 1920.6, and the stop loss is at 1926.
So gold was one of those. I would say, and AB probably could agree, that we might have jumped the gun, but we had a little bit of confirmations still. So let's go ahead and kind of take off the volume profiles to show just what we were looking at. We really were looking at gold from a higher time frame perspective, and trying to mix it into the lower time frame. So you can see here from a fib Fibonacci perspective, it is in a very discounted pricing on a higher time frame. So there's no doubt about that. We're in that good fib range here. We dropped down to the 4-hour, and really we were looking at this daily price action here and how we had some really good daily rejection with this wick right here, and we could possibly go lower. We go to the 4-hour, and it was signaling a possible maybe we're not going to make a new high, right? It put in that lower high right here, and we were looking for a lower low for a correction or possible trend change in this area. So when we go down to the 1-hour time frame, this is where we might have made a mistake, right? So there was, some lows here that were manipulated, and then a bullish push here that ultimately continued this momentum to the upside that clearly gold has been just in this uptrend, right? And it kind of stuck here. And in what we saw though was this move to the downside right here. Okay, that impulse down. And since the market failed to make this high, failed to break that high, we looked at this as a possible chance to take this market to the downside. And right as our entry gets hit right here, so we entered here, we go down to the 15 minutes and make sure how it looks on a lower time frame now. And the market did give a good pattern. We'd like to see an ABC correction. It stalled here for a minute. It almost gave us a TP1, which was right here, right below the 61.8 is a TP1. It almost gave that, but ultimately chopped around and made new highs. And now it's going sideways again. There's no telling what it's going to do. So that one was close, but no cigar. What could we have done better on this one? We could have definitely waited for an actual structure to break on the impulse. That's the number one thing we should have done. We should have waited for the low to break to confirm that a trend was going to change. And we should have also looked at this area of manipulation possibly. One thing that we did do correctly is we did half risk this trade. We did understand that it didn't break the low and there was still a possibility that the momentum could start to snap. So we did half risk the trade. AB.
I don't know if you wanted me to show the MT4 slip on my computer to show that we half risk. It doesn't matter to me. I was showing it on the previous one that I messed up on, but
I mean, if they want to see us losing $500 after $500 after $500, then screw them.
Screw them. You're right.
Yeah, we're already showing y'all that we're losing. So
true that.
All right.
So the next trade
that we barely missed.
Trade up, right?
Yep.
All right. Next trade up, we got USD JPY. And that's at 128.754 for the entry. And that was on January 18th at 6:54 a.m.
Already know. All right. So here's what happened. We had this overnight big push on the yen. And of course, it's going to move overnight because that's the yen session. But, a lot of times UJ won't move until the USD session. So, we got this big move, and we should have almost known it was fake, this big of a fast of a move. But nonetheless, our strategy calls for impulsive moves and then slower corrections. Whoa. Sorry, my mic just fell. I don't know how, but slower corrections and then another move up. And, we were looking for UJ to come down into this area and then to move up. And it just didn't get that. So it was a little bit of an anticipated move, definitely on my part. And you can see here is another maybe mistake, if you want to call it that it has not quite broke main structure yet. This now is the next main swing high that it needs to break to consider even a a trend change at all, right? So it was another one of those where the higher time frame or just the time frame above us was maybe not ready yet. But on the 1 hour, you can clearly see, that was a nice little shift right here. But when it came back down, there was just too much volume, too much speed on the move down. You can see the 15-minute, and ultimately we should have fibbed it from the very swing low to the very swing high if we were going to play it, because look how it played out, right? If we would have played the correct fib, this would be at like a 2.6 to 1. And instead, we played the fib from here, barely get stopped out, and then it gets this move. So one thing I'll say about this move was the correction did not give a pattern. It just fell. And we like to usually wait for an A, B, C pattern, or we like to wait for somewhat of a slower, nicer flag pattern. And on this, it was just almost came there as fast as it got there. So those are not the trades you really want to take. And, it looked really clean at this level. There was some volume profile sitting here. And with this big push up, it looked perfect, but it didn't follow the rules 100%. Just one confirmation was not there. We should have listened to that a little bit.
And again, I mean,
and it was a half risk.
Exactly.
Again,
like it's
half
like
risk.
that's why we implemented that grading system, because
Correct.
The grading system, if our trade isn't an A trade, we are not going to get into that trade. Like,
correct.
And I would like you to explain a little bit more about that, P, if you can.
Yeah, exactly. So we've implemented this grading system to where not every trade gets the same risk. So some traders like to trade like one standard lot every trade. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. And they kind of have their system worked in like that. We like to look at it a little differently. And if we see a trade opportunity, but it corrects a little too quickly, it changes the risk. If we see a higher time frame bearish opportunity that lines up with a lower time frame bearish opportunity with another lower time frame, that is an A+ setup where you have multiple time frames that line up together. A+ setup. But then sometimes, and y'all real traders understand this, when there's a higher time frame bearish zone but a lower time frame bullish opportunity, right? Those structures haven't quite shifted yet, and these are these exact examples right here where the lower time frame on this 15-minute, this looks like a bullish market. This looks like Bitcoin is about to take off, right? But then boom, slams back down, right? So but on the higher time frame, the low never broke, and it's probably going to continue to go up from here. So you have to understand that the A setups are usually higher time frame lining up a lower time frame. B setups could be higher time frame lining up with lower time frame, but maybe almost lining up, maybe jumping the gun a little bit on that lower time frame, trying to anticipate some moves. And then the C grade setups, they're a little bit more risky. Maybe it would be like a divergence trade, or maybe it would be more of a uglier correctional trade, something like that. But it's important to make sure that you grade your trades, so you can go back and look at them and say, this was a B trade. I'm glad I half risked it. But maybe if you take enough L's on your B trades, you can just call those C trades now, right? And then just start Xing those out to your system, because it's important. It's important to know which trades work and which trades don't. All right. AB, what we got for the next trade?
So that was for the last week. Do you want to go over the rest of the trades, or just those 3 trades? That was for just last week.
So that was the last week. We missed you, Chef, barely. We took an L on UJ, and we took an L on gold.
Yep.
I'll go over this real quick, because in our private chat, I don't want to hold anything back. We did call a trade on
Bitcoin and Ethereum.
that got smoothly demolished, but we told them to put quarters of a risk on these.
Not even half a risk.
So it's a pretty obvious, and everyone got wrecked on this. This is what the market did. So, and this happens to crypto so much, guys. And we've been trading crypto our whole career, and we understand how this insanely volatile asset moves. And it does a ton of stop hunting, a ton of just fast moves. But we had this move down, and we've been waiting on it for a while. We've been talking about it longer than I can remember. I guess literally, so this was the FTX scandal. FTX happened, and then this capitulation move happened. So no shit, we're going to look for it to sell off when it gets back here. That's just like that's obvious. And it's okay that everyone and their mom took an L right here, obviously. And it will be hilarious if this thing just rolls right back over like it has done so many times. But this one looks a little bit more powerful, I'm not gonna lie. Either way, we were definitely just had a limit order right here at the 78.6. The market got there super fast. How could we have avoided it? You know, honestly, I'm going to take this trade 9 out of 10 times. The one thing that we could have done to avoid it, we could have looked at the volume, how the volume was increasing as price was getting to our entry, and in a big way, not just a little way. It was really getting almost parabolic to our entry. And that was a little bit greedy, I think, on our part, thinking that it's just going to turn around right there with, I don't know. That was a little weird of us to be honest. I think what actually had happened, and this is the psychological part of, now that I'm looking back at this, and it's okay, you know, we have a great system, but we know our risk as well, and that's what's really good about us. And we knew to quarter risk this setup. So I want to stress that we literally took these L's, but our account is fine. We are not hurting because the risk management was so great. But looking back on it, it was like we had taken a couple L's in a row. I think this was the last loss we took this week. But if it's not, it was one of them, one of the last ones. And
I actually don't think this is the trade, bro. I actually don't think this was the trade. I think this was the trade that happened last week. Look at the date.
Oh, it's right here, huh?
But even with this one, it's
this one
thing.
Was that and then that.
I think, bro, the reason why we took this trade was
this was one of them on the I guess we gave this one to the channel.
We gave that one to the channel,
and we
still one. even us, we were still saying it was a B, and it was because we were talking about it for so long. Right. We were like, all right, we talked about it for so long.
Right.
We have to play it.
Right.
That's what we were like. But then again, this like how, and I don't know if you want to tell them about the other thing that we implemented in our strategy when it comes to getting out of trades early. We're not getting into them at all, but
we just have a strategy that if the price action is going way against us and it gets really close to our stop loss, we make the decision to get out of the trade at break even. And we're still testing that out because of how patient we are with our setups. We already have the risk management baked into the setup, baked into the system. So to risk manage a risk management system is almost difficult, right? It's almost kind of like you're patiently waiting for a trade and then you decide to get out of it early because it looks scary. It almost doesn't work out that way, but we've also back tested the system so much manually that we have intuitional stats. So we genuinely have stats on our intuition, and our intuition is great when we listen to getting out early or when to hold. So that is where trading gets a little subjective and people hate that, but that's okay. You gotta learn to love it. Trust me, because trading is not just
that intuition comes
it's
with that
not in a box.
experience. That intuition comes with experience, and that's
Very
one
true.
thing that is not taught. That is one thing that can never be taught. Experience.
It's very true, baby. But so yeah, we won't even talk about this trade that we took that just like ran straight into the entry that was last week, AB. You're right. But look, it hit our entry and literally in our broker hit our entry and hit our stop within that hour. This one they got lucky, had a chance to get out, and then it would have hit the stop. But this was the trade we called for the team. And this is just, we're just being so transparent on how these markets kind of just kept getting us. This 4 hour right here stopped at this supply area. And so on the lower time frames, you see a big move to the downside right here. That's kind of our bread and butter. It did break this structure, and this structure. So when we fib this, we wait for that 78.6. Right when it got hit, a couple minutes later, really a couple hours later, though, it rejected a couple hours. It thought about dropping, but then ultimately just straight through. And you can see the amount of people that were shorting right here, guys. Just see ya. I'll take all those stops and yours and yours. So at this point, Bitcoin's probably going to go up another leg or so. But yeah, we've taken a couple losses, but we're not worried about it. We have our strategy down. And what we're going to do tonight is backtest some on EU. How you feel about that?
I feel good, but I am going to be watching you backtest EU while I go and hit the sauna real quick, and then I'm going to come back and be on the computer.
That's fine. I'm going to be backtesting some EU because
that's what real G's do.
That's what we're going to get to. And is EU already making the move that I want? That's interesting.
Oh yeah, okay. But what was I going to say? Yeah, let me know on Telegram if you need anything. But I'm going to be watching on YouTube.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, I'll be back in like 30-45 minutes.
If I'm still on, I'm going to do 10 trades.
All right, bet.
All righty. Let's change this to all my layouts. Let's go to back testing. Do I have one? Yep. Perfect. Whoa. Dang, boy. I guess we're gonna go white screen. Sheesh, slap me in the face. You know what I'm saying? I wish the back testing would work to where I could take it back here and would take this screen back there too, but that's not how things work. So we're gonna remove everything. We're gonna go here. All right, guys. I need my templates. All right. What y'all know about this? I'm not even gonna tell y'all what this Bollinger Band is, but I will say that it's coming into an interesting spot right now. 50 EMA. Okay. We're going to backtest EU, and I'm gonna just throw it back. I want to stay probably off the 5-minute, maybe even off the 15-minute, but I want to back it up on the 15 just in case we do go back on the 15 a little bit. In this backtesting session, what I'm going to be looking at is basically 3 different trades. Okay. The first trade is going to be an impulse retracement impulse setup, or impulse retracement impulse to the downside. Bring out your fibs, bring out your volume profile, bring out the blah, blah, blahs, all that good stuff. Then I'm going to be looking at manipulation type moves. So market's going to make some type of equal lows, and then it's going to break through it, and it's going to look like it's going to make an impulse down, but then it's going to reverse straight back. Once it does that, I'll be looking for a retracement impulse. So it's pretty much this, right here, but we get a nice little confirmation with this break of or this fake out. So just to me, these are a little bit stronger. And then we have the last type of trade that I like to look for, which is like a divergence trade. And it'll be like the market is making a higher high, and then it'll form like a rising wedge. Okay, I'll be looking for some type of a correctional move down right here. Okay, opposite move would be, the market's going down, 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 forms a falling wedge. I'm going to be looking for a move up. Okay, that is what I'm going to be looking at. I really want to just focus on this, but I see these type of moves all the time, and I gotta shoot at them. All right, so here we go. That is the set. Those are the setups that I'm taking. Just so y'all know, we're gonna bring it back on the 15-minute, and we're gonna see where it stops. All right, let's play. I want to go further. Let's see if I can. Where are we at? September, July. Okay, whatever. So we're going to go to the daily, and the market has been in a downtrend. Let's mark off some levels real quick. Let's bring out the volume profile. And we're in some deep waters, right? The market hasn't been in this levels in forever. Let's go to the weekly to see if it's even been this low in forever. Hasn't been this low in a minute. So there's not a lot of volume to really look at. We can throw maybe this line out here, right here, and say this is where the market will probably come to, because there just simply isn't any volume below. And the market is making lower lows with lower volume. Let's go to the daily. And we start to get a bullish engulfing down here. And this is going to be the area. I'm just going to keep this blue line here, but let's make it a zone, because you can see the big volume right there. We'll keep that there. That's where we're going to look for the market to get into, because there's just no other areas of volume down here. We're going to really use the volume profile on these backtesting sessions and take it a little bit more serious. Okay, so the daily, yes, it is very bearish, but I will be looking for some type of correction, because nothing there's no other volume down. So what am I going to wait for? If the daily is super bearish, there's no divergence here, but I do want a correction. I need to wait for divergence. So on the 4-hour, it's exactly what we see right here. It's divergence. So we get one wave down on this big move. And then, and just for everyone else's eyes, I'm going to throw this on here because I know everyone uses the RSI. Okay, and it's just the same thing right here on the RSI. The market is starting to push up. Okay, once it crosses this, it's the same thing as this kind of popping out right there. But and my eyes don't need this, so I'm sorry. What we're going to do now is we're going to wait for structure to shift. And really, this is exactly what we're seeing on the dollar right now. So that's very interesting. If you want to go look at what the dollar looks like literally right now, it kind of looks just like this structure. But what I'm seeing is that there's a fake out to the downside. And then it's looking like the market wants to go up. If it breaks this high, then we're going to look for it to reverse. This is a intraday high that it could be breaking right now, that on the 15-minute time frame, this area, and this would have been an area for a trade, right? How it would have dipped down, broken these lows here with this fake out, and then an instant reversal. That's one of the trades that we talked about. And then I don't think it would have got low enough for me. Let's see what this thing does, right? Because I needed to either break this high or come down a little bit into this low, maybe. All right, so it's looking like it wants to make this move up. The MACD is starting to shift a little. Okay, you're seeing the momentum drop now. So we're coming into this area, we're making higher highs, but the momentum is not. We could see correction here. Market is starting to make this bullish move, though. We'll see. You see how it's not an impulsive move. This is a little impulsive. This is a little impulsive. This is very not impulsive. So it's not appealing to me. And the market just broke highs and didn't make higher volume. So this is kind of telling me that this might start to roll over. What time is it? We need to wait really for the time of day that we want to trade for backtesting purposes. But to me, then there's the little correction. And all it takes is when you're looking at divergence, you want to look for corrections more than reversals. When you're on the lower time frame, especially. And the correction comes right to the 50 EMA. That's perfect. That's not a trade that we would have took. But I do want to just check this divergence fib. Okay, it would have smacked it to the T. Okay, very nice. All right, let's continue. And when I see these moves, I'm going to start calling them out. We get a little bit of hidden divergence right here. The market's probably going to make a move up. There we go. So hidden divergence is when these indicators are doing different things right there. Just straight up. The market's kind of in a trending market. And then the price does not make a lower low, but the indicator does. That's hidden divergence. And so the market does make a move up. It breaks this high. So now we're getting that shift in structure that we were talking about on the higher time frame. We're finally getting that shift. Let's see what happens. I don't care for this trend line. And now this momentum is getting popped. So a rise in volume, rise in momentum. If we get a good correction here, we can try to play this and see if this will hold here. But this correction's a little too fast so far. So we're going to go candle by candle. Okay. And it's taken off without us, and it's going to form some type of divergence. So it really just broke and retested this area without giving us an entry. That's fine. I'm the most patient trader you've ever met. And then it's just going to take off, but you can start to see the divergence. Now, when you don't get a full, this is, I call PMP, positive, negative, and then positive on the MACD, that's not the best type of divergence. So this is not the type of divergence you want to trade. You want to, this is going to be like on a 5-minute divergence, which is really sketchy. So I'm going to wait for this to correct or do something else. In fact, let's go to the 1 hour. I don't care what it shows me, and find some maybe volume profile that it's going to go to. So way up here, remember that. And there's not a lot in between here. There's not a lot at all. In fact, this is the next area that's open for service. Let's make this it's a daily POC. All right. So that's going to be the area that we're targeting basically next. And the momentum is starting to break on the day or on the 1 hour. So that's good. We should expect a correction and then a move up. Note this volume as well down here, that there is still some possibility that the market can come all the way back into here. You can see that on the volume profile as well, not just this POC. All right, let's go to the 15-minute and I'm trying to stay on the lower time frame just so I can try to get as many entries as I can. Then based off of the accuracy of that, I'll be able to determine if being on that lower time frame is worth it or not. And every trader should understand what I'm talking about. All right, so we are getting that little correction. I said this wasn't worth it on the 15-minute. It looks like it might have been, but no worries. We're coming into this New York session. And what we got, let's get a 1 hour look. And so far the day looks like this. Okay, so far this is the day, and I don't really want to expect this to just reverse, right? The day before we had a day just like this. So that was that bullish engulfing day, and now this day we're getting this move. So yeah, I'm not gonna just expect this to turn around to the downside, even though it's looking scary. We're still gonna try to go with this, I think. Now, this isn't the type of correction we want, so we want to really be patient. I like that this slow line is still above zero. I think it's going to do something like this, but now we're getting a rise in the volume. So let's watch. We get a move up a little bit here. And we're not even getting a chance at the trade again. So it came back into that level right here. And the end of the day is going to be another bullish candle without us. That's fine. What I'm looking at now is this divergence on the day. This is what I start to get interested in, divergence, whenever end of the day is still going up and then the momentum isn't quite there. Let's see here. Divergence fib way up there. Let's see if that lines up with anything. So I use this 1618 divergence fib. Just, I don't even know why I use it, to be honest, anymore. It's just cold-blooded. I can't even tell y'all why. Let's see if it works right here. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, so this is when I would probably not really want to use it, because the 1 hour is still pushing up. 4 hour, I don't want to go to that because it'll probably give me the candle that I don't want to see. Let's go to the 15-minute. And the momentum is really about to start to push up, I think. And this is the area we were targeting. So they would be damned if this just slipped right straight through. When I do trade divergence, I usually use a 30 pip stop. And I target this EMA for my TP. And so if it's right here, right now, by the time this gets there, it's not going to be here anymore. So it's probably going to be around this area. So a 2-to-1 is what I'm going to be looking at if I get into this. So let's talk about the grading system. I would grade this as a C because the 1 hour is not diverged. The daily has a bullish engulfing the day before. The 5-minute might have some divergence, but we're not going to look at that. The 1 hour, no divergence. So the really only thing I'm seeing is, you know, the momentum is starting to slip and the volume really is starting to kind of maybe die down a little. So let's see what happens. Okay. And it kind of missed. And on divergence trades, you want to be Bradley Cooper. Like, you are the sniper. So you do not want to miss. This is dang near a miss. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Oof. Yeah. So when it almost falls back into that 50 EMA, you can say the divergence is pretty much gone. Because divergences are not, you want to think of divergence not when your indicator is doing different things. You want to think of it more of like when a market is overextended and your indicators aren't doing the same thing. So we can delete this. It's already just made a smooth, quick move. That's like the move you want, or I want. So we'll go. And it would have hit a TP or whatever. Now let's talk about this. Not the right time of day. But you see the correction it makes. The momentum is starting to maybe slip up a little bit, and we were looking at this area right here. So let's go to the 1 hour before it continues to go anymore. And okay. So we didn't quite get up into that divergence fib, and that's fine. This is the area that we're looking for it to get into. But now that we have this big kind of move here with no real correction, I need to wait for a big correction. And that's just how I roll. So we can go to the 4 hour now, and we can look at this big move from the downside. So we had the divergence, we have a move up. Now we want to see the correction and then another move. So I'm going to fib this. All right. And then you can see right here, this is now not just a daily point of control, but this whole week back here is which makes it stronger right in this fib zone. So that's what we'll be looking at, this red line. We can delete this. And then this will be an area that we'll look for the market to get into for a TP and ultimately way up here. Let's go to the 1 hour. And now that we're waiting for a bigger move, we can stay on a higher time frame or really just wait for this higher time frame setup for the A setup. Anything else now on the lower time frame is a B setup. But once this does switch structures, we can maybe try to target this to a downside on a move. I was very interested in taking buys right here. I will be a little upset if the market just kind of hits this and goes and doesn't come into my higher time frame area. So these are some opportunities where you could take C setups where you're waiting for a good setup. You still see an okay setup, right? Because this could still happen. Targeting these areas, which is a 6-1, but I really want to wait for these. Okay, that's how that works sometimes, and I'm just going to wait. And sometimes waiting gets you, it's okay. So this takes off without me, that's fine. And it's going straight to that daily POC most likely. We're getting a big impulse in the MACD. Okay. I'll be looking for divergence here. I don't think it's going to slip straight through into this area yet. So I'll be looking for the market to correct at this point. After making a big impulse, if it does make another move up, that's going to be a correction back into this 50 EMA that I'll be looking for. Come on. So now it's already back into the 50 EMA. It's probably going to make another move up. Not giving me any entries. I think we should play this move at this point. But now you got to talk about how it's so overextended. This isn't much of a correction when you're talking about this whole big price. So we'll see if we get chopped up in the little stuff. It's flagging out nicely. If it makes a, okay, I was gonna say if it makes a move to the upside, we got to watch the divergence. But it's not doing that, so we don't have to worry about that. Quick move down with volume. I want to see this come back up here and then make this move down with divergence. Okay. It's not much divergence. There we go. Okay, now we'll get an opportunity for divergence because we have this move down, move up. And if we get this look here, then we can look for this opportunity. And let's just look at some higher time frames real quick. Okay, it came right into this daily POC and rejected. We're right at this 50 EMA. So if it is going to continue to the upside, it could hold here and move. I'm going to go to the 4 hour. Hope it doesn't give it away for me. The 4-hour looks like it could come down a little bit lower into this area. So I want to mark this, and then I also want to mark this bigger fib. So those are the areas that I'm looking at. Okay. All right, come on, make that divergence look. It's starting to show. Okay, we're gonna go long here and target this next up. And really, the areas that I want to get at are way up here, but this is perfect because this is some structure. Damn near perfect. All right. Let's see if this is going to give it to us or if it's going to correct a little bit deeper, because I'm not sure what it's going to do. So it's really missed the entry by like 2-3 pips and then already hit TP1. So that's unfortunate. Probably exit out that trade idea. Yeah. Goodness. All right. So when you get that close to a trade and then it goes like 1 to 3 on you, you probably should not get in it again, even if it does come and hit your entry and do perfect numbers. I mean, you were really almost perfect, so now don't get greedy about it. There's no setup for me now. I gotta freaking wait. I gotta wait. So EU is like really boring, I guess. All right, perfect. And we get a fake move up and then a move down. I'm gonna count this as an opportunity to take a trade, because even though it didn't pierce it very high, it did kind of show that maybe it didn't want to go up, and then it reversed completely. So I'm going to take a short here. And I'm going to look for a correction. And if I'm wrong, that's fine, because it's just an opportunity. It's just a system that I have to play. So let's go here. Come on, give me an entry though. So I want an entry here with the stop right there, targeting this low, or this, I guess, 61.8 on this fib. But that makes sense because the volume is way down here. And in this range, the volume isn't much at all. So we'll see. And there's a POC right here. It's probably going to slip straight through and go straight to this fib. And that's tough. That's tough. We're going to get missed, huh? Whew. Boring backtesting session, guys. Oh. Well then. How do I really feel about this? Whenever the market makes a new low like this, I usually extend the fib down, number one. So this would be the entry. Number two, it's tough for me to really want to play this move as it gets into it like that. So in the real world, I'm most likely not getting into this position. So if I did have a limit order and I did get into a trade like this that I didn't want to be in, it would just straight up get moved to break even. Straight up. I wouldn't get out. I'd just break it even. All right, I'm waiting for some type of impulse. And this would have, right? This would have got out at break even. After going to like TP1 or 2, but I'm telling you, that's not the setup right there. It's just not. This is a very sideways market at this point. And we're waiting for a deeper correction way down here or something to play, because this is nothing. You can't play this. If you are going to play it, you want to have a sideways market rule or something like that. So some people will look at this right here as possible manipulation. And if the market does come right back into here, maybe take it up. But I'm looking for the market to come way down here before I take it up. So I'm just trying to be patient. We're on the 1 hour. There we go. Right. So the people who were looking for those buys right there, they probably got wrecked. Oh, what we got going trading view. All right, there we go. Chill out, trading view. Where was that? Where did it not go on me? Oh, it went too much. Hold up. This was where we were looking at. Jesus. Because I said here's that manipulation. People might be looking for buys right here. And then this thing started to fall. If they were buying right there, they would have got wrecked right there. I don't think we get our entry, but with this type of impulse down, we get some divergence opportunities right here. If the market makes any more lower moves, we should buy. Any more lower than this. You son of a gun. Well, that's okay. All right. Hilarious. We're going to look for shorts right here now in the lower time frame, and I'm getting a little annoyed. So this is a C setup, but I just want to trade something at this point. Even when I'm back testing, I can get like this, I guess. That's good to note. Man. So it's you see it went a little lower and then it just popped right back up. Hilarious. All right. And then if a market came to my entry that fast, I'm not getting into that either. So there's nothing to play right here. This is really random price action. Just no patterns or nothing. Very random up and down movements. When was this? June, July? I wonder what was going on here. Or I wonder, it's probably because it's about to really shift structures. And I think that's exactly where we are right now in the opposite area. But if the market comes back into this, I'll be looking for buys. Okay, it is giving some divergence, but there's no trade on it. It's just sideways divergence. And, this is very up, down. It's not how I trade. I don't want to take this trade. I think I will look at it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't follow my system. Like I said, I need to see. This is the ugliest ABC pattern there is. The only reason I kind of like this is there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this. So I would go half risk if we were trading this. Let's see. I would be thinking that this is just going to keep going down, actually. It's just not my system, but it worked out great. All right. It's just not, though. I got to respect the system, dog. There's no breaking of any structure. So when a market goes sideways like this, my system is you can kind of throw it out the window. So we're going to wait. Even though that would have worked, it just didn't. You can flip a coin, it would have worked. No structures are breaking, nothing's happening, no impulses, sideways as it gets. So just gonna let this Let me go to the 1 hour because this is going way too slow. Okay. All right. All right. That's funny. So we get stop. We get this move, fake move right here. You could see all the divergence on the 1 hour was present. Just not really a good trade on it because it just kept grinding and grinding. And then it fell out finally. So now on the 15-minute, we have a clear impulse down. We're going to look for them. If the market comes back into discounted prices, we're going to look for it to sell off. But lately, it's just been impulse going up, down, up, down, up. And that's not good risk. It's not good to treat your account with those type of trades. All right. Let's see what happens. My goodness, man. We're not able to take any trades because it's not giving us any setups. So in about, I don't know, I'm gonna give it 10 more minutes. If it doesn't give me any setups, I'm just going to hop off. All right. And so I'm gonna wait still. This is not our setup yet. It's in our area, but I need to see some confirmation first. So this needs to come down, come up, give me some key that the momentum is going to stop. Right now, it's just saying momentum is continuing to my entry. So not my type of trade yet. We're going to wait. And now if we get an opportunity, we're going to take it. Man, it didn't hit the 78.6 in the first place. So if it would have just given one little more push up, we would have gotten in this. Now we get the momentum to the downside. Retracement, and we'll short it maybe. But usually big candles like this are fake. One big candle is usually fake. Hold up. And that is so ridiculous. If it missed that, I'm probably not going to get in again. If I were to take it from this move down, it's too choppy, my friends. So we're just going to wait. It's not our setup. Wait for your freaking setup, or you're going to lose all your money. All right. You can't believe went this sideways at one point, and I don't know why I'm deciding to trading it, and it's going this sideways in my back testing. It makes me not want to trade it at all. Finally, a breakout. Okay. Oh my God. Why is this still going? Holy shit. Trading view is so annoying. I'm about to hop off in a little, guys. I didn't get one trade off. This is just lamest fucking back testing session I ever did. Come on, trading view. Cowboys lost. Trading view sucks. What's going on? What's going on? Fine. Okay. Well, I guess that's bull. All right. I'm gonna hop off, yo. Ain't nothing to see here. This thing is just, oh, finally, it's in the area that we want to buy from in a macro perspective, but all these moves over here done already happened. So we were way up here. We already know what this is gonna do now, so that's annoying. As it broke up above here, it didn't quite make it into this area. Okay, but I would be expecting it to. Let's go to the 1 hour, and I'll be taking it from this swing to swing. And I could take it from this, but it's just not, I'm going to take it from the very low. And then we still have this humongous level right here. Or this fib down, way down here. I'm just going to keep this red line for that. Okay, so impulse up. We get a double top with some divergence, but that's not my trade. The correction is a lot of volume, so you really want to be careful. And you want to wait for some type of divergence. And that is not divergence, that is convergence. So no trade, right? It would have been a good no trade. All right, now we're waiting for some type of divergence to happen. So if this low breaks, we'll have to assess that. Well, okay, the low broke, no divergence, so convergence. The market should continue lower. And it did. Coming into this area that we want to buy from. All right, so there's a little bit of divergence here. Let's go to the 1 hour. We are on the 1 hour. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute. And we got a lot of bit of divergence here. In fact, with this divergence fib, would this have hit? Oof. Yeah, let's see if it would have hit 30 pips though. So I don't think so. No. 30 pips is down there. That would have got eaten alive. But we were on the 1 hour. All right, let's see. This is more like a 4-hour play, to be honest. And I'm glad I looked at that. So the 4 hour has divergence from this swing to this swing. So this is a good entry off the 78.6, even if the market is coming down like that. So we're going to look for this move to happen. Now that's a swing play. And inside that swing, we have a little 1 hour divergence here, 15 minutes diverging, 4 hours diverging. Everything is diverging. It's coming into an area of volume. So this looks interesting. Let's play it on the 15-minute so we can see how it reacts on a lower time frame. Some people call this a falling wedge, right? Whatever you call it, there's definitely divergence there. So let's see how we react. Is it going to hit the red line? It hits the red line. An instant reaction off the red. Oh, and then we sink down below. It would have definitely hit some stop loss. That's a stop hit. That's tough. So no bueno on that one. The one we wait on the whole time, all the confirmations, nothing. It happens. Okay. Let's go 15 minutes still. Market is just dropping. It's ugly. God dang it. Okay, 4 hour. Still just going, huh? Okay. Well, we're going to wait for something to play. We get a 15-minute impulse. Would we have gotten into this? Nope, I don't think so. Would have missed 78.6. Now we get a bigger impulse. So we'll play this whole thing like this. 78.6. Would we play this? Yeah, we would buy right here because it's a good discounted price after a big impulse. You don't know where the market's going to go next. It did technically make some type of 15-minute structure. Now, this is the exact L we took on UJ. Did not quite make higher time frame structure, but it made this type of 15-minute structure. Let's see what happens. Very nice. So no L in 15-minute banger. Boom. So here we have it goes 2.8 to 5. Let's see. Or 2.85 to 1. I would almost want to add right here, but I've never, I'm not that type of trader. but it's almost like another setup in its own. It would be a 5-minute setup inside of this setup. And this would be at break even. So it actually might be worth doing, depending on how it corrects. Yeah, if it gets there now, I'm definitely gonna do it because we get like a B, C move, and that should pop out. Time is it? Not the right time of day. There we go. And that's awesome. So we can get rid of this opportunity. And this one's just working for us now. And probably would try to trail it a little bit more than this, but we'll just keep that there. And let this ride out to TP, hopefully. And you know, that one was an L, and then this one is way more than 1 to 1 at this point. See what it was. It's 4 to 1. So we're looking for it to go 6 to 1, basically, at this volume level. And just next level of structure. But since it broke here, we should get that move up. And our stop should be fine. It should be fine. All right, so we're getting an impulse here. Possible impulse. If it retraces, we could look to get in. But this should go ahead and hit our TP. You see the volume picking up now as it's breaking the highs. That is what you want to see. There it is. So, and you see the accuracy of the TP, that's based off the volume profile. So it came in and wicked this area for a 6 to 1. So first trade that we took was an L. And the second trade we took is a W. And it went 6 to 1. Or 1 to 6, whatever y'all want. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to take 10 trades tonight, but wow, I don't know if that's going to happen. And then I do want to note that this was a 4-hour trade with all confirmations. And then this was a 15-minute, 1 hour with confirmations as well. Okay. Cool. Let's continue. All right, now that the market is starting to make higher highs and higher lows, and it's doing it with some nice corrections, we can maybe look to take another trade here to the upside as long as the correction is nice. So let's go to the 1 hour first. And here's this trend, right? Here's this small trend that we're starting to see, but the momentum is what I'm looking at. The momentum starting to move up. The volume is starting to move up. We have some point of control here. I do like this trade opportunity. The 50 EMA right here. I like this. So let's go back down to the 15 minute. If we can get a better correction, we will look for an upside move, but this is a little too sharp for me. So I need this to come up and then come down. Chill the fuck out. It's just too fast for me. So I'm going to pass just because it doesn't fit my rules, but I have a feeling that's going to move up. Wrong button. And that's a good no trade based off of no confirmation. It came too fast. So it saves me It sucks that I didn't get into a trade while I'm backtesting, but it would have saved me some money. Now we're getting this momentum flip. Okay, and this is probably some news. Now we're getting the momentum starting to flip while we're in this bullish scenario. There's no divergence fib there for me to draw, but if it does create one more leg of divergence, that is a good reversal pattern for me. All right. I missed it. Okay, that's fine. It's not a big impulse and it would have retraced too fast. So I'm not looking for that buy. But if it all right. Well, right here, you know, we would probably assess upsell, right? Just because it did break structure. Okay, it definitely broke structure here. And it's starting to wave up into our area. We want to see if it, when it gets into here, if it gives a divergence opportunity or not. Okay. Now, if it makes a new high with momentum not making a new high, that's a good opportunity. And now it's gone too. Okay, so here's what I got to say. Once it goes sideways, forget about divergence. Forget about it. Is this trade still valid? I would say probably not, but we can go for it. We can take a shot at it. Target this low out. We'd be making way lows. So that's why I don't love this setup. There's not really good targets. Still 4-1. Okay. The divergence is not there. It is, but it's not. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so we would have had a successful trade here at 1-1. At that point, you know, usually we break even or we'll close out. At this point, I probably close this out, but I want to see what this does. All right. Very choppy. Could have been another whatever pips. So we'll call this a W, but I want to see where it ends up going. It hits the 78.6 with a wick. Would have went almost 2-1. Let's see if there's another trade opportunity that comes about. Wouldn't have hit the stop loss. So it ended up going 2-1. Put this in my notes. 2W. And that's the hard part to figure out in real trading, if you would have taken the profit or not at 2-1. But we'll call this a 15-minute with confirmations, but I'm just not going to waste our time. We had that divergence. It just wasn't beautiful. So this would have been a B or C setup for sure. But now that we have a impulse that's breaking structure here, I think we should assess upside moves. That was the third trade, not number 2. Okay. Okay, slow correction. If we get a nice entry, we'll take it. I like this. You know, it hasn't really put in heavy lows yet. This was the heaviest low that it put in, right? But then it just keeps making higher highs and higher lows. And then what it did right here was it looks like it was going to possibly come lower and then it faked out. So if it comes down into here, I think it might make a move to the upside, continuing these higher highs that it's making. Now, what would be perfect is if it does come down into the 78.6, if we can get bullish divergence. So here, come up one more time and then come down. Come up one more time, come down. Get this move, get this move. Come up. All right, we're getting the divergence. It's almost a good entry right now, but I'm waiting. Man, would have been a solid entry, huh? Right off that candle, would have just said, whoop. Okay, so now we have some awkward divergence. And with the volume picking up like this, do we want to still play? Technically, the divergence is still there, so we should play. Not a good candle. What time is that? 7:30. So that's really a bad sign. But we're gonna see if this area. So let's throw a price on it. This is literally a price that has been just ridiculously respected in the past couple of days. Now, what's the volume profile saying? It's saying it should hold. And if it don't, it's coming down here. Okay, it's starting to get sideways now. You can see that. The other two W's have been clear impulse moves. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, not a good sign at all. Downside, a wick to the upside with close like that. Ooh, we're getting some volatile movement here. That's an indecision, but downside is not good. Oh, scary. So we're hitting this level. We're rejecting that level. If we start to move fast from it, it's good. It should go up. So if we damn, it came right back into that level. I think that if we get back to entry, we should possibly get out because momentum is still dropping and the volume is still picking up. So we got to watch how we get to the entry. That is funny. Okay, we got to make sure the stop is in the right spot, and it is. Okay. Well, ooh, at that point, you definitely want to get out if it gets to entry, probably. I didn't give you a shot. See, it's like you kind of know when you're gonna take that L or not. That was one of those. So this inside of these little sideways movements, it's just not the wave, I'm telling you. Let's go to number 2 and L. So it looks like I might need to be holding these bad boys for a little bit more. 15 minutes. That's sideways ish. And I don't know why I put 2 because it's the fourth trade. All right, let's see here. So now we got this impulse down that I'm not really a fan of. Let's go to the 1 hour because this is getting kind of ugly. Getting this move down. 4 hour. If we make another low, I'm going to have to look for major divergence. We'll stay on the 15-minute. With this type of move, though, we should see it come lower. So if it does retrace, we should see it come hit this low. Here we go. Let's get a retracement. No. Okay. Got the suckers out. Okay, there we go. And it hits that low and makes that move. Let's see if we get some divergence. Ooh, retracement. We're going to get another move to the downside, most likely. All right, here's this good retracement. But now the market is just hella sideways. Nobody likes a sideways market. We'll delete this, and we will probably not take any trades unless we get some major divergence. No divergence. Okay, a little bit right here now. So what can we look at? Maybe something like this. Okay. Starting to flag out ish. It's an ugly setup. And, you know, if you would have played it from this swing, it would have been perfect, but that's not what we're doing because we're just in an ugly market. So you got to pick and choose your shit. Now we get this impulse down, maybe correction, sell, nothing. Okay, we're getting an ugly divergence play. The 3-wave. 1, 2, 3. If this to here hits my divergence fib, I'm counting this. All right, I said divergence play. We heard it. It goes by too fast. So this 30 for 30 is what I talk about, but 30 to the 50 EMA at bare minimum. And this is the setup. If you see 3-wave divergence, you got to trade it. I'm counting this on the setups because I have to put this into my stats or else I'll feel I won't know my true numbers. This is a divergence fib, 15 minutes. All right. And this isn't to figure out if I'm good at trading or not, because I already know I am. All the losses are obviously 1-1, but they were 1-6 losses. So whatever. Now that we're getting this move, we might get a chance for a turnaround to the upside because this just broke all types of structure and then reversing with divergence on 15 minutes. So, boy, this is a tough one. After that type of divergence, though, I think I really want to buy this if it comes back down into this. This is like a 5-minute play that I can see on the 15-minute. Go ahead and just make a bigger impulse. All right, very ugly at this point. It doesn't look as good. The odds just decrease as time goes on for some setups, most setups. On this impulse down, I don't know if I would look for a short. Okay, hold on. This got swept out again. And it made another move up. The move up isn't impulsive enough yet on this time frame, but yeah, not the right time of day or anything yet. I'm not looking for buys. In fact, let's go to the 1 hour. And if we get some more divergence, this thing is looking really good for the upside. But not yet. I'm being patient because I don't want to lose. Just kidding. It's just not structurally making a new high yet. And yes, it would have probably hit, but no impulses, no nothing. We'll call that an impulse. If we get a retracement, we're going to buy. If it makes another high, I might sell. Okay, hold up. Said if it makes another high, I might sell. I need to see if this hits a divergence fib. Oh, it missed it. And that's okay. Good. All right, now we're getting this little correction inside of the most choppy looking shit I've ever seen. What time of day did this happen? 7. I'm tempted if it comes back into here to short it, but I also am tempted to, if it comes back into here, to buy it. So we got to see what happens with the MACD. All right. I like this shorting opportunity, I think. Because we done seen it drop here a couple times. Impulse, fake out, drop. Let's see what we got right here. very sideways. I very much don't like it, but this makes sense. So this makes sense. Give me an entry, you son of a gun. When it goes sideways like that, I don't want to trade it no more. And it's coming into the wrong time of day. So normally I'd be getting out. For backtesting purposes, we will hold. And there you go, guys. Normally I said I would get out. That's bullshit. I'm not putting that on my freaking thing so I don't ruin my life. Just kidding. All right. Number 6 was an L, but I walked myself through these L's, so it's very good. Because real life is different than back testing. All right. Since there was this move down, if it comes back into that, I want to buy. No, we do not get a chance. All right. Another move out. So this is definitely getting this range that we've been in forever is gone. We're out of that now. We're making big moves. Papa's proud of us now. Now I'm going to take it from the swing low to high. You'll be able to see it better on the 1 hour. That's the actual swing low to high. And this is what we're going to wait for. I like the momentum. It is popping up. I've got to check it on the 4 hour. Yeah, big momentum up on the 4 hour. It still technically could come all the way down here, but I like the way the structure looks. Let's go ahead and take a shot right here. It came back into this level finally. Gave some rejection. It's most likely coming back up to this level now. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, let's see. 15-minute. We want some bullish divergence into the 78.6. A very nice correction. Yeah. Okay, so obviously we wouldn't be trading that. Let's delete this. And now we have this bearish move failing to break these highs. We're going to look for a short if it can come back in to that area. Or if it does this, we'll look for a buy. With divergence, of course. Okay, divergence is happening, but I'm not seeing a buying opportunity yet. If it makes another low, I might buy it. Too much time in between now. The odds are different. There's no trade at all. Two sideways. If it breaks up, it's going to go way up here. If it breaks down, I don't know because can't see anything else. Yeah. Pretty ugly. I'll say this though. If it does make a move to the downside, it's probably coming straight to this divergence fib that I'll mark off. And y'all will get to watch that magic happen. And then if we're really paying attention, because we should be, this is a big macro fib, and we'll just take it swing low, swing high. And we're coming into the 78.6. So I really want to look at this level. I like the divergence. I like the opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and swing for the fences right here at the 78.6 on another 4 hour swing trade. And yeah, I like this. And then we're going to take this bad boy way up because this broke this structure. It's coming back in, came back fast, scaring a lot of people probably. We'll see what happens. I like the divergence coming in here. We're flat in price. Momentum is not at all flat. Let's see what happens. Ooh, we get that bust out with no trade on the lower time frame or higher time frame rather. Now we have let's sweep out these lows, but then let's not make an impulse, but then let's not make another low. Now let's make an impulse. That's good for me. That's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and look at this long opportunity right here. 78.6. We'll take this all day. Now it needs to correct. It's nice still. Don't. There we go. All right, perfect. Now come on with this move down. Okay, we got this. Come on with this move down. Right into the entry. Perfect. Come on. We'll play it still. All right, we're gonna play it still. It's not my favorite, but we're gonna play it still. We need it to get above the 61.8 to move it to break even. Now, with most of our entries and most of our trades, when they take this long, and not this long, it's the time frame. So if we were on a 5-minute time frame and I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-minute candles print like this at my entry, I would probably think I'm going to take an L. What I've seen is most of our entries hit and then sprint. So if this goes to my L, I'm going to understand, or goes to my stop loss, I'm going to understand how these L's are going to start to work more. And it's going to be easier for me to cut my losses faster, or my probabilities. I'm going to be able to switch my probabilities faster. Okay. And this did get right above the 61.8. It would have barely missed my break even. So I'm not going to move it to break even yet, just from my system. But I can tell you right now that this is a 75% hitting stop loss or more. Oh, and I'm glad I held, right? See, so you never really know, but man, to me, that did not look like it was going to go in my direction. At that point, 100% move your stop loss to break even, especially on trades you aren't sure of, regardless of what it does. And probably even just get out when you start thinking against a trade and then it goes your way. It's like you've already accepted the L, just get out. But let's see what this does. Gives more profit. That's great. Ultimately, it could pop the whole way. All right, nope. But let's see where it went. It did a freaking 1 to 4.5. So that's great. And that's one thing I got to remember. I'm very patient on my setups. So when I get into a setup, it's very hard for me to get out. And I'm trying to figure out a good system on when to get out. It's just not, doesn't work for me, to be honest. All right, now that this didn't fully bust out, we're sideways again. And there's 78.6 is still here for the 4 hour. So we'll wait for that. A little bit of divergence. All right. The market comes and hits your entry like this. Whew. Kind of upsets you. So we're on the 4 hour. We are entering this trade, just to let everybody know. We're already in on the 4 hour. So let's go here. We had a limit order. It would have been a limit order. There's some volume down right here that we were looking at. We could have really done something like this. That would have been powerful, super powerful, but I have not fully gotten into that groove yet. Here's the divergence fib that I was talking about. We'll see if that plays out. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's go to the 15-minute, in fact. So right now, if I didn't have a limit order, I would not want to be in this trade yet. I would be waiting, thinking that, oh, the momentum just snapped. We're probably going to make another move down. And then turn around. Maybe. And that's exactly what it did, right? It came up and now it might turn around, but it's going to hit this stop on the 4-hour. And in fact, I need to assess this because if this on the 4-hour got this close, did it do 1-to-1 from here? Oh, no, we're not in that limit order anymore. That limit order got deleted. So we're not worried about the limit. We're worried about divergence now. So I'm still trying to buy it. I'm just trying to buy it off of divergence fibs. So if it can drop down a little more, I'm going to go long off this 30 for 30. Oh, this is sketchy. Yeah, that happens every now and then. I gotta see that lower time frame to see if that that would have closed me out. That's some dumb shit, but that happens. Let's go to this. Ooh, it was like a LWWLWLWL. That's okay. The wins were so much more. 1-to-6, 1-to-2, 1-to-4.5. Okay, so that was a barely an L. Like barely. Jeez. Your boy got unlucky right there. And that's some limit order half risk trade every time anyway. Divergence king shit. This was a sweep out. We'll be looking for this structure to shift now. I don't call that enough of a structure shift. It's just 2 candles. So that's like a 5-minute play if it does retrace right now, which it is about to. Yeah. So we're not buying yet, even though it could very well just snap right here. We're not buying it. If it makes a new low, we might buy. It's popping. No, new low. Okay, we'll look for buys right here at 97.55 or a little bit lower. Sorry. Now we're not because it's back up here and we'll be looking for man, it does look like this was a fake out. So we'll be looking for this move down here. I don't love it. Hold up. Too fast of a correction. Not good enough of an impulse for me to trade that. I don't care what it does. No signs of divergence yet. Nothing. If I was gonna say on the lower time frame, this was probably a divergence fib area right where we're at, but now that the market kind of is there, it's not diverging anymore. We can keep it on the chart maybe to see if it hits, but at this point, I'll be wanting to see one more move up and then some divergence like this. All right, so now I'm interested in a divergence fib from here to here. We're already in it. So I'm going to play what we got. Let's see if we get 30 for 30. Ooh, it's very volatile right now. So like one candle could wipe me out, and that's not a good sign. Where's 30 at? I want to make sure that that gets hit first. Okay. Real life, whenever this is up there, you really want to tighten your stops, but that's not how we're playing this. Ooh, this is an L. Okay, so it should get out right now and then wait for the third wave. Yep, that's a good get out. We're just not going to mark that one. And the third wave isn't good enough. So we're just going to wait. I don't want to count a break even trade. So I'm just going to keep going. Third wave is here now. So we're starting to impulse up. If we start to break structure, now we're good to switch this trend. Not there yet. All right, we're waiting. This is a freaking capitulation move or something. Jeez. Big time breakthrough. Let's go to the 4 hour. Big momentum down. The 1 hour, we're waiting on a shift in structure or something. So big capitulation candle. If we get back above this, I'll buy. Okay, we're not just yet. It has to impulse. It's not yet. That's nothing. No pattern, no nothing yet. It's probably going to sweep this low out. There it goes. And now we're impulsing out. See how it gets you? Now we will be looking for buys. Okay. That sucks. Missed our entry. And now we have some divergence to play with. I don't like this big extended divergence. Like I said, I don't like a lot of time between my divergence. This is probably even showing up on the 1 hour now. Yes. So we will play this. We'll play it. I want a little bit more than 30 pips on a 1 hour. So let's do 50 for whatever this is. And no, we won't. Oh, I jumped to the 5 and it let me go there. That was interesting. Okay. And we're in. All right. So if this was 30 pips right there, I'm probably going to call this a W. 30 pips. So that's normally what I trade for divergence. If I'm in a divergence trade and it gives me 30 pips, I'm at least breaking it even, calling it a W 1-to-1, or breaking it even and letting it ride to that 1-to-2 that I had. But yeah, this is going to be a 1-to-1 right here. Nice little dub. We're going to get out of that one. See what it does though. And it would have been a serious, way more than 1-to-1. I'm going to keep it real and say I would have got a 1-to-1 on it. Even though it did 1-to-2 or whatever. So the divergence really paid off on that. Where's my stats? Nine, 1-to-1. We know that's cat. W. 1-to-1 with divergence 1 hour and 15 minutes. So it's both. That's good confirmations. Starting to see this interesting move right here. Let's go 15 minutes. We're getting a correction after a switch down. I like the possibilities here. of the 78.6, but it didn't really break structure or anything. So this is probably going to make another move up. It made about the same correction as this did in price. So I can see it probably making another move like this up here. Let's just see what happens. I don't think I would take this short actually. Unless it does create divergence. So let's just see if it makes a new high right here and this doesn't, I'll take it. Okay, it's already showing me that it wants to do that. So we're going to go ahead and set this up. But like I said, this one is sketchy. But yeah, it is diverging. So that's good. Too much time in between divergences. It's not good. And we're good though. We're good though, because this is 1-to-1. We would have broken it even at a little more than 1-to-1. Let's see what happens though. Sideways like this and it hasn't tanked, it's probably going up. Oh no. I'm gonna call it a 1-to-1 because that's too much time. 1 hour. And that was the 10th trade. Cool. We'll call it 1-to-1. Okay. At first, I really was about to get off this hoe, but okay. So let's look at these stats real quick. We have the record. Did I really start with a L? That's funny. That's true. I did. Okay. We have the wins is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. And then that means we have 4 losses. So about 60% accuracy here. That's very good. The best part is that the winners, almost all of them were more than 1-to-1. At least half of them were. So we have 6, 8, 12.5, and then 13, 14, 15.5. So if we risked 1% on everything, we made 15.5%. Gain 15.5%, and then we lost 4%. So at the end of 10 trades, we made 11.5%. And that's excellent. So keep confidence. We got this. Trust me. We definitely got this. So we'll continue to be backtesting. Euro, we're going to backtest a whole bunch of different time frames. We're going to backtest everything we can on the Euro, right? So that was it. Peace.